Twitch and YouTube. What's with like all these fucking streaming platforms not allowing you to stream just because you have music playing? I'm telling you, man, that's some BS to be honest. Now I can't play like regular music. I can only play the sorry ass like epidemic sound music or something. Ah, that sucks. I want to play some regular music. It's not. Mm-mm. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We're back on. I didn't know we were suspended. Well, we're working on a Nintendo Switch, y'all. Nintendo Switch has no power at all whatsoever. Let me just unplug battery. Plug battery back in. Let me see if anything changes by doing that. Sometimes where it does something. In this case, it did not. So we're gonna check our M92T36. We're gonna check to see if it has any sort of a short circuit here. Okay. And where I'm looking at, it's right over here. M92G36. This is a very common failure here for the Nintendo Switches. We're gonna check to see if we have a short. So I've got my black probe on ground, and then I'm gonna test with my red probe to see if we have any short to ground. And we do. That right there is short to ground. That should not be beeping. So that is our problem right there. Now the way I'm going to take this off, I do not recommend anyone doing it. Because if you're not a professional, please do not do it. Please do not do it the way I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I've done so many of these. Otherwise, just take out the the unit from the take out the unit from the shield, literally from the chassis entirely, so you don't cause any issues. One of the things I'm doing here as well is I'm adding some Kapton tape to protect the plastic. I don't want the plastic to melt. Okay, drive. And then we can use, there's another piece of metal I have. Where is it? What do I do with it? If I don't have it, I'll just use this. Put that there. That's what I did right there. Just to protect the plastic, the heat goes towards that area. So make sure I don't heat anything outside of that. We're gonna go ahead and just remove that. And what I tend to do is I lower my temperature to about 890 degrees Fahrenheit, 885. And then my airflow, I drop it down to about 50%. Which then allows me to heat that up and remove that chip. Just remember the orientation of the chip. Top left is the chip. This is pin number 1. That sucks, man. We can't have like regular music when streaming. Think so. PG-13 or some shit. There you go. Got the chip out the way. Let's go ahead and grab a new one. We're gonna go ahead and tin this chip before we install it. There you go. We're gonna leave that flux there. We're not even gonna clean it. We're just gonna move our switch here, flip this thing around, put it in the right orientation, and start flowing it in place. Okay, it looks good. Let's go ahead and clean the flux, and then we'll test again for shorts. All right, let's go ahead and test for shorts. Earlier we were getting bad. Oh, we still have a short. um, Still got a short. I'm gonna have to inject some voltage. I'm gonna have to take the board out. Yes, I'm back. I didn't realize that I had a policy. Appreciate y'all letting me know. It took me 30 minutes to find out. Took me 30 minutes to find out. My wife came and told me that unfortunately my thing was, I'm guessing it didn't like my music. So now I have like non-copyrighted, sorry music playing. Alright, that should be easier to work with. M92 is showing to be shorted right there up at the top. Get accurate readings, I wanted to head and just take it, disconnect it from everything. This was showing to be shorted before. Now it's not. That one was showing to be shorted before. I didn't have it in the right mode. Yeah, it is shorted. That is also shorted. I already replaced M92 T36. Let me inject a little bit of voltage there. Let's see what gets hot. Okay. And I'm going to use my thermal camera. I do need this to be able to touch the right component. Make sure we don't touch any other component we're not supposed to. Alright, we're going to inject 0.5. We don't want to inject too much. Okay, alright, now 0. What do I do with it? Right here. Okay, and if I inject here, we should be getting, yep. Let's see, what are we seeing here? What's getting hot? I'm not seeing anything get hot. I think it's hot. That's hot. You know what? I'm gonna have to solder a wire to it because it's making it difficult for me to see. Paul. Paul, I'm trying to think which Paul is it? I'm sorry. Remind me which Paul. I'm trying to think which Paul it is. I am sorry if I'm bad with names. Oh, from Facebook. I think you sold us a few things, probably. Okay, let me solder a wire to this real quick. Which will then allow me to There we go. And now can you use this? Yep, okay, cool. Are you cold? Then why do y'all have the door closed? Let the air out. Maybe y'all are keeping all the cold air in that room. Huh? The door has not been open. Y'all had it closed. I'll turn the AC on because it was hot. Yeah, I turned it down a little bit. Well, I turned it down a little bit already. What's getting hot is the M92 T36. That thing is what's getting hot. I've already replaced it once. Is it telling me that it's bad again? Let me show you real quick. Oh, look at this here. Using a thermal camera, which then points me to what the short is. And I am going to see. Yeah. It is pointing once again that the short is within the chip. Huh. That is very odd. I just replaced the chip. I just replaced the chip. Let's go ahead and replace it again. Yeah, the same chip. I just replaced it, shorted again. For this time, I don't have to put any sort of. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna put it inside the device here. I don't want to burn my workbench. I'm gonna put this inside of a vise. Remove the chip again and solder it back on. We'll solder a new one on. Another one. Okay. I want to check to see if we still have a short after I remove it. Okay. Removed it again. Let's check again. Do we still have a short here? We do not. Open line. No short here or here anymore. So why, when I put a chip in here, what's causing a short? Let's grab another chip. If it does it again, that tells me the issue is not the chip, but something causing the chip to get shorted after voltage being applied. That one we're not even gonna touch up, we're just gonna solder it on. What's up, 88 8-bit repair driving and lurking? Appreciate that. Thank you very much, Mr. 8-bit repair. Check bridge pins. I did check for bridge pins. There wasn't any. Ace console, we back. Yes, we are, and we got non copyrighted music on, so that my life doesn't get suspended again. Huh? Still saying the same thing? So it's gonna be a motherboard related issue then. But we have none over here. We had 3 of them right here, didn't we? Go ahead and call the customer. Let them know that it is going to be something that's motherboard related, and we don't know if it's going to be repairable. More than likely, it's going to end up being either one of the SSD controller chips that's corrupted, or one of the SSDs actually, not the controller chip, but one of the SSDs. That one's going to require a bit more time. Alrighty. Let's try this again. Try this again, and let's add just a tad bit more of some juice, flux. Some juicy juice. Man, I can't seem to concentrate. My wife just keeps calling me over and over and over. And I lose concentration. I moved it, my bad. There we go. I'm busy, babe. Quit bugging me right now. Thank you. Alrighty. This is the second one. Let's check the pins to make sure we've soldered them on correctly. Looks like they could be moved a little bit to the right. But they are making proper contact. I don't see any bridges. They could be moved a little bit to the right, but I think it's still good though. Yeah, they're good. Alright, let's go ahead and clean them up. Alrighty. I want to check right now after I clean all this flux to see if we still have some sort of a bridge. If we do, there's got to be something over here, either BQ 24193 and or within the charging port itself, causing this short. Because those two components are interlinked with the 792T36. as well as P13 USB, but P13 USB does not show that, well, at least that capacitor over here does not show to have a short circuit. It's only that top rail, which I'm not sure where that top rail, honestly, where it leads to, but I can pull the schematics though to see. I'm just too lazy to do it right now. All right, let's check again. Do we still have a short after replacing M92 for a second time on that rail? We do not. What about here? That should be ground. This one should not. And we do not. We got 0.5. It's bouncing between 0.5 and 0.6. Well, 0.5335 and 0.6. Same thing with this one here. Okay. So we no longer have a short. Let me see what happens when I plug in battery to it. Or when I plug in power to it. I'm not even gonna plug in anything else. I'm just gonna plug in the battery to it and a charger. See what sort of symptoms or what sort of reaction we get. Okay. My amp meter did turn on. 15 volts. And we are getting some amperage being drawn at 0.5 milliamps. In climbing, but this to me seems to be normal behavior now. It's as if the battery is depleted and it's charging it. All right, let me go ahead and remove the battery and then plug everything else in and then do some testing. Bottom right cap goes to the APU. Bad M92. Yeah, that's what it seems like. It looks like. Bear in mind, these M92s that I got them from Mobile Centrics, and all their parts are not always good. I think I've had to submit a couple of RMAs to them because of bad components that they've sent us. Same thing with Injured Gadgets as well. Same thing with Injured Gadgets. I've tried getting them directly from Texas Instrument, and they did have them at one point in stock, and then they stopped. That is correct, 0.5 ohms with good charging battery. The battery was charging, so which is good. So what I'm going to do right now is just see if we get some sort of display. I'm just going to plug in only the necessary ribbon cables right now, which is the top LCD as well as the digitizer ribbon cable. That's all I'm going to plug in right now. Nothing else, and then the battery, of course, just to see if we see a display. And if we do, that means this one's good. We're not going to have touch because I don't have the in-cartridge card. the game cartridge card. All right, let's see. But we'll see a display here. All right, amp meter is showing good, and we also have a display. So definitely a bad M92. It is drawing now at 0.79, 0.8 milliamps. So this is now giving me proper behavior as far as charging. And we get a display, a charging display. Just plug in a known good battery and see if the, you know, that is good. Good idea. Let me see if I have one now. That's the question. Other ones I normally use, they tend to find feet and walk away. All right, look, I got a battery here. It's a neat. Oh, nope, it's not good. I got some new ones, but I don't want to open them up. I am not that organized, Mr. Ace. Not like yours. You can see here, I got a huge mess right here of all my tools that I've used throughout the day. It's like I put them up and then they come right back out to play, and then I just never put them back. Takes me a couple of days to put them back afterwards. I don't have one, but I'm gonna put it back together. We're gonna have to leave this charging. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me see if I can get one over here. I've got a broken switch over here. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab it. Let me see what. I don't know if that's battery is worse than the one I have, than the one this one has. So we're just going to do a little something here. Plug that battery in, just like that. Let's see if it'll boot. I'll hold the battery in place. Okay. I don't know if that's gonna work, but all right. Amp meter again. No, this battery is probably depleted as well. Yeah, same thing with this one. Well, yeah, the same thing with this one. I don't have a charged battery, and my I used to have my power supply lead as well, and I misplaced that. Where I produce what a battery, I think is 3.7 volts. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put everything together here for this one. And I need to start putting some of my stuff away, man, because I've got way too much crap, honestly, on my workbench that's taken over that I've used today. And I have not put them up. Let me put this wire up as well. Turn my power supply. Okay. Scissors. That's trash, trash, trash. Some pliers. Put those over there. All right. Okay, it's a little bit cleaner. A tad bit cleaner than how I had it. I still don't have the battery though. Okay, no worries. Let's go ahead and put this back together. Huh? Okay, that's fine. Just call the customer, let them know it's gonna be motherboard. It's gonna take longer than expected. We got a PlayStation 5 currently that had a broken HDMI, but it's also stuck in safe mode. It keeps coming back with corrupted files. I don't think I've had that type of issue in the past. All the ones that I've had that were stuck in safe mode by us pushing the update manually, we were able to resolve. We didn't get, what was that? We didn't have any issues with it saying corrupted files, unless the download files that I got into the thumb drive itself are bad, which that could be a possibility. Why can't I get this? Sorry, y'all. I'm over here trying to put these ribbon cables and antennas. Oh, come on. Doesn't take a lot of force. There we go. Okay. I don't have any of y'all or any one of y'all encounter that issue. I'm thinking it's potentially a bad SSD. One of the SSDs. I just hope it's not one of the ones that's actually married to the console. And hope it's one of the ones that it's not married, so we can get this taken care of for the customer. That's what I'm thinking it is, but again, I don't know what it is. I'm probably gonna have to pull you Art and see if he work, points me into the right direction. But I may not do that until tomorrow. I will be open tomorrow, the 24th, from like 12 to 6, I believe, or 11 to 6. I don't recall what my wife set the schedule for, but we're coming a partial day, not a full day. Doing that just confirmed it is working. You already confirmed me though. Okay, didn't shell. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I would agree with you, Mr. Ace. Sounds like bad SSD controller if I had to guess. Yeah, that's what I was going. Either SSD controller or SSD. SSD controller or the SSD itself. One of the SSDs, I mean. It has a total of 6. Okay, let me put the fan. And what I would like to learn how to do with these Nintendo Switches that I've seen you guys do. Oh, I'm sorry, I hadn't changed the scene. Is how to add these mods you guys be adding to them. That's what I would like to learn. Huh? Yeah. I haven't dedicated any time to learn how to do the mods. I could micro solder it on, but well, I don't think it's an. Well, I don't know if it's an. I don't know how it works. Was that your HDMI or did one of my wires fall?
That's mine.
Okay. Thought maybe one of my wires fell or something. Alright, I forgot. Uh-huh. I think it's called a Pico Fly or something like that. Pico Fly. Oh yeah. No, I want to learn how to do them for personal use, of course. For personal use. Like, I know how to do the Pico mods for the GameCube and all that. HDMI mods, all that. But when it comes to Nintendo Switches, it's like an alien process for me. I need to learn it. I want to learn it. I want to learn it. Mod chip or increasing RAM and storage. Oh, you can increase RAM and storage? I didn't know you could do that. Well, I was referencing the mod chip originally, but I honestly did not know you could increase RAM and storage on the Nintendo Switches. There's a lot I don't know. Increase RAM and storage. Do they have various sizes for storage? Apparently you could do a mod on the Switch where you could increase the RAM and storage. I didn't know you could do that. Huh? Yeah, I didn't know you could increase the RAM and or storage. You know, increasing the storage, what I'm thinking is replacing the your SSD card. I guess you'd have to reinstall whatever operating system would be for Nintendo Switch. Alright, so before I put everything together, I would like to fully test this. I would like to fully test this. Let me give it some time here for it to charge. Because I would like to test Joy-Cons and all that to make sure everything's functional. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. We are charging at 15 volts. So it's not, you know, it's not like I'm charging off of a USB-C where it only charges at, you know, 15 volts. I mean 5 volts. So we are getting 15 volts. It should jump here in a little bit to about 4 amps instead of right now at 700 milliamps. So it should go to 4 amps here in a little bit, and then it should start fast charging after that. I'll give it some time here. But yeah, and as far as doing mods to the Switch, I was referencing more of the mod chip. I know that there's some videos out there with how to do it. I just haven't dedicated, and this camera's blocking my face. Sorry, y'all. Haven't dedicated any time to learning how to do it myself, because of course I run a shop. It's an electronic repair shop, and what we do here, it's more so repairs. But we don't take, you know, like just random, can you do this type mod? Not that we don't take them, it's that we don't receive them. And if I were to receive it, I wouldn't know where to start as of now, because we've never gotten one of those. I think about a few months ago, I had a gentleman ask me if we could do a 360, an Xbox 360, and I forgot what he called it, but it's one of those mods where you're able to install, I'm guessing, emulators to it, and have all these games your actual games download to the device. And I did have to turn them down because I don't know how to do that. That's one of the mods I am not able to do. Well, you'd have to mod chip it for it to detect and use more. Oh, okay. To a new eMMC? So you don't use the same eMMC, you use a separate eMMC? Well, yeah, if you're increasing storage, I guess it would have to be a new eMMC with higher storage. That makes sense. Yes, the RGH. That is exactly what he said, RGH. Those were his exact words, RGH, and I was like, what? At first I was confused. When he left the store, though, I did look it up, and I figured out, you know, what he wanted. I was like, oh man, I don't know how to do this, and I'd hate to, you know, practice on a customer's device. I would prefer just getting one of my devices from the back and practice on one of my devices until I perfect the process, and then be able to offer that as a service. But yeah, I had to reject that type of service for him because I just didn't know how to. I don't know how to do it, and here locally there's no one that does it either. Usually they have to mail it off to someone else. Oh, I hope this thing doesn't take long. I'm gonna let this keep charging here for a little bit, y'all. Can't just sit here. 35, 22, and I still have a few other repairs to finish. HDMI ports, of course, that came in, and they're trying to get them out before Christmas. So I need to help my employee out real quick to just knocking these out. I'm gonna put this to the side for now because it's charging, and I don't want to put it fully back together, and let's say, for an example, something else turns out to be an issue, and then I need to figure out what that issue is, fix it. So for now, I'm gonna put the Joy-Cons and this thing to the side. Okay, just put it to the side and put on there, waiting on for a customer's approval. Because we still need his approval, whether he's gonna approve the higher cost. Because it's now motherboard related. Again, it could be either an SSD or SSD controller, and right now he only paid for HDMI port. This is more work that's having to be done, which will cost more, and if he says no, then we only charge him for an HDMI. And then he can worry about the safe mode issue himself, because now it's now displaying. All right, let me grab an HDMI issue. Oh, this is an optical drive. Okay, this one should be easy. This one, the lady came in. I think it's just the lady said that it was just stuck. Repair gods don't like when you assemble consoles. Right? They sure don't. You got that right. You repaired something else wrong and you have to take it apart. I've done that so many times. Literally, to where I put it together assuming that it's fully working, and then all of a sudden, oh man, something else is wrong with it. This one, the reason why I'm just taking it apart is the customer did mention that she had some games in there, and she doesn't know if the mechanisms or the optical drive needs replacing, or if we could just take out the games. I told her, I don't know. We have to open it up. We have to open it up to see if there's anything broken. I don't have x-ray vision to assume that it's only the games. And that wasn't just the customers, my wife as well. Oh, and this thing's got this thing broken too. That thing is bent. Two torn traces? Yeah, we just need to run the trace for the data line. Let me finish this one real quick. Actually, just run, solder the new port on. Let me see. No, they're both data lines. Yeah, it's not ground.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, I thought I must have thought it was.
Yeah, both of these are data lines. They're not. That's a data line right here,
Yeah.
and that's the data line right there as well. That one's also broken, but that's ground. But if that one, it's just cut from right there a little bit. But that's a data line, and that's a data line. Let me just run them real quick. So my employee doesn't auto run traces, so I usually run them for him. That's actually the goal for next year, is teaching him how to run traces, which is not that difficult. It's actually pretty easy. But one of the things we got to work with him is his steady hands. We got to work with him on that. And it's missing the 4K cap.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and solder the 4K cap first? And then I'll do the traces. Alrighty. Back to what I was doing here. Optical drive. Customer said it's game stuck. I don't see any. Oh, actually, I do see a disc in there. I don't know if it's a game though. I don't know. I don't know what game it is. It is stuck. I don't want to force it. It's college. It's just a single game though. This should not be stuck. Huh. There we go. I am not seeing anything broken here. Everything looks normal. Huh? Huh? Well, we got the game out. I'm gonna have to test real quick. Sort of half the PlayStation 5s that come in have that same Jordan sticker. Which one was Jordan? Oh, this one? Yeah, I've seen that quite often as well. I think they buy Jordan shoes and they don't know where else to put the sticker on, so they put it on PlayStation 5. Alright. Game is out. Game is out, so let's go ahead and put this back together. I'm thinking the problem, honestly, with this one is this here. I think this is preventing this from going all the way in here. Huh? What came up? Oh, it's okay. So I feel like this is preventing this from going all the way in. I bet you that's what's causing this thing to not detect the thing. I straighten it out now. Literally. Yeah, I just meant it back in place right now. I bet you that's what's causing this connector from not going in all the way in there, because it needs to go in that hole. And they probably just didn't know how to put it on and they just forced it. I bet you that's what's going on. We're about to check right now. Just gonna put these screws back together. So whenever you're doing repairs, you know how they always is HDMI port, right?
Yeah.
What is the first thing you're supposed to do to the HDMI port?
Check it.
Yep. Supposed to check it, make sure in fact that it's HDMI. The issue is definitely the HDMI port. Make sure that in fact you do have loose pins and stuff like that. And that it is broken. Nope. I think I'm putting the wrong ones here. Hold on, I put the wrong ones in the wrong place. I'll do that one right now. Just let me put the screws here. It should take me no more than 5 minutes. No more than 5 minutes. No. I'm in no rush, bro. I'm in no rush to take it home. You know what? It's not even cold in here. It's actually hot. Babe, can you make me a cocoa? I still want some cocoa. It's supposed to be freezing cold out here, and it's not. I want to be drinking some hot cocoa, though. What's the weather wherever y'all are at? Today here was 80 degrees. in December. It was 80 degrees Fahrenheit in December, December 23rd, 80 degrees Fahrenheit. We're supposed to be like in the 30s and stuff, and we're 80 degrees. 80 degrees. Alrighty. Let's put these back on as well. Okay. Let's see how this thing reacts. I should have turned this fan off a long time ago. Okay. Let's see here. Will this optical drive work? Where's my HDMI? Oh, here it is. Oh. I hear that optical drive is spinning. I think the optical drive is bad. They should not be in the front. I don't know. And my TV went now. I can't read what is being displayed right there. Welcome, Zan. Appreciate you joining the live. Thank you very much, sir. Or ma'am, I'm not sure. You can't use disk drive. Something's wrong with the disk drive. You connect it. Use a disk drive. Try disconnecting it. Something's wrong with it. Okay. Oh? I don't know. Okay, this drive wasn't disconnected properly. Let's try this real quick. When removing whatever. Okay. They just don't want beyond them whatever information they have. This is just games, yeah. Yeah, this optical drive still doesn't work. Yeah, this optical drive is just bad. It's gonna need to be replaced. Yep, let me grab one real quick. Should be ready. I have one over here from this one. Did you grab it last time? Optical drive? For that one? Oh, because the slim one's been. though, right? I think I have one. All that needs to be like processed, literally. All that needs to be processed. It needs to be processed. All right, let me connect to the network because it's gonna need me to be on the network for this. Huh? Yep. Oh. Where did my... Oh, okay, going around in circles. Got my cap on tape. Let me turn this off real quick. I'm gonna put the new drive before this PS5's yells at me. What's up, bro? What it do? What it do? What it do, Zam? What it do? What it is? What it be? What it do? Or what it does? Okay. Just going to remove that. Get this new one. All right, we don't want this to break as well. Different? It's not different. Exactly the same. There we go. Oh, my TV. Again. Preparing to turn off. What? Hadn't it already turned off? Updating your disk drive. Disk drive wasn't removed properly. Disk drive is connected to PS5 to use disk drive register. Okay, let's register it. I guess you could say this is one positive about the PlayStation 5s that I honestly don't mind. Is the fact that if the optical drive goes bad, you could just grab another one, put it in here. There's nothing that marries. Well, of course, I'm not connected to the internet. Fucking piece of shit PlayStation 5. How am I supposed to be on the internet? Like, it hasn't even allowed me to get over there. He's talking to me about the... He's talking to me about the optical drive. It doesn't even allow me to go into the internet. Excuse me. I am getting sleepy. Yeah, I went to bed late yesterday, and I woke up early. I was awake by 4:30. Yep. Alright, let me reboot this again. Come on. That's what the PS stands for. Piece of shit. PlayStation 5. Oh, man. A PlayStation 4? I'm rebooting it so that we can re-register this optical drive. I know it's going to prompt us to register it. Now that we're on the internet, it should go through just fine. Okay, registered. Update now. There we go. Halfway there. 62, 64, 65. Come on. Speed it up a bit. Speed it up a bit. A bit. A bit. A bit. Alright, let me add to hers the optical drive. An optical drive there. Or replacement. What? Do we have to register again? You can now use the disk drive, okay? Alright, let's put in the game they had. Okay, game is being taking it in. Will it read it? I don't know. I'm thinking the. Oh, that's what it is. Sorry, y'all. The console sound was too loud. Yeah, the sound of the console's going in through the, and I didn't realize that thing was too loud. Right, waking people up over here. They're probably in the UK, so it's probably no. There's morning time for them, I think. Yep. I'm not even sure what time is over at the UK. All right, this one, it's done. We did have to replace the optical drive, which will handle the old one. The game is in here now. It was pretty loud. Yeah, my apologies, y'all. I didn't realize that was loud. I've now lowered it down, so it shouldn't have any. That shouldn't happen again. I've been messing with the audio literally for the longest to try to figure out to get the perfect crisp audio for you all. I'm not an audio person. I hate audio equipment in general, and or messing with audio settings because it's just so much that needs to be done to get the perfect audio. You know, you got to get the right equipment, from microphone to a whole bunch of stuff, honestly. Huh? Microphone? Yeah. Yep. Oh, okay. Go ahead and put the board in a workbench so I can run those two traces for you. Babe, this one goes to this one here. That's the lady with the optical drive. The game is in the new one. I did have to replace the optical drive. It is broken. It just doesn't work at all. It doesn't detect it at all. So that is broken. We just replaced. There's no point for me to repair the optical drive when probably cheaper replacing it. All right, y'all. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tickets still open. 2 hours left. 2 of those are PlayStation 5's. I think we got this. Today we got this. Yep. Huh? Alrighty, let's go ahead and solder these 2 traces that are torn. So usually what I tend to do, and you guys cannot see here, because I need to change the scene again. For the right scene, there we go. Usually what I tend to do here is I scrape, I go straight to the source of where the pad's at. That's what I tend to do. And then we tin those. And then I tin those. Probably bedtime. Yeah, it's almost bedtime, to be honest. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that's awake right now, still working. Everyone's just getting ready for the holidays, honestly. Everyone's just ready for the holidays, for Christmas and stuff. Well, that's what it's all about. It's about the food. At least once you're older, that's what it's all about. Food. It ain't about the presents. Huh? Just me? Just food. That's what it's all about for me. Food, la comida. Huh? I can't hear a word you're saying, babe. I'm sorry. Gifts, I can care less about. If I want something, I just get it. Literally. So gifts, so long as I can afford it, of course, because there's a few things I can't afford, but if it's within budget, if I want it, I get it. Yeah, if it's within budget, if I want it, I get it. Otherwise, it can wait until I have it. Huh? What do I want? Honestly, this is what I would want. I want peace and quiet. I want peace and quiet. That's what I want the most, is peace and quiet. I want some peace and quiet. When you have kids, you understand about the peace and quiet. When you have kids, you'll be like, oh man, I now understand what Leo meant about peace and quiet. Like, I want my kids to be there, just sitting down, and it's quiet, where you can drop a pen and you can hear it. Huh? Is that the one I'm working on right now? It's the one I'm working on. It's got 2 torn traces. It was pushed back, and those traces were torn. So I'm having to restore 2 traces. There is going to be an additional $10 added to this one due to the torn traces.
Okay.
Okay. Stop. Who's asking us to stop sending text messages? Yeah, someone just sent the text message saying stop. CJ Moncada. CJ, he hates our text messages. I guess it sent them out text messages to leave us a review. Because it's automated. It sends it at 6 o'clock. And he replies back saying, stop. Stop. He doesn't want our, give us a review. He was like, stop sending me messages. It only sends it once. It doesn't send it like repeatedly, it just sends it the day of you pick it up. If you pick it up before 6, right at 6 is scheduled to go out to all customers that came in the day of to get a service done. And if it shows to be picked up, it sends a text message the day they pick it up, basically. Send a text message to everyone that came in today and did service to leave a review based on their experience. And he replied back saying stop. So then the system takes him off from ever receiving a text message unless they call back and have us re-enable it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cure this real quick. I got my UV light here. Awesome. I think we got it, maybe? That one's still somewhat loose. It's not all the way. I don't like that. I don't like that. It's still somewhat loose.
Oh, yeah.
Super Tech, this is Leo. How can I help you? Yes, sir. We do overheating cleanings. So we aim for same day. However, it is late in the evening. So if it's dropped off today, more than likely it would not be done till tomorrow. As far as the cost, so long as the console's not bug infested, it's just $120. But if it is bug infested, it's $170, as we do charge a $50 fee on top of the cleaning service fee. That is correct. So long as it's dropped off early enough. We're opening from 11 to 6 tomorrow. We are closing early, 2 hours early tomorrow. So tomorrow we will be open only from 11 to 6. Okay. Sure. No worries, yes. That is a service we do offer, sir. All right. No worries, thank you as well. Okay, that's that down. We can go ahead and now cut the X's off. Okay, X's is taken off. It still needs a little bit of curing. That's good so far. I need to put a little bit more on this end as well. So you're trying to open that with your mouth? Huh? Yeah, there's scissors up front, and I have those are scissors for like to cut metal and stuff. Are you getting her an SD card? What games are you gonna put on the mods?
Probably gonna put all the Mario.
You already got them all downloaded and converted the ISOs to, or converted them to ISOs?
For those not. No.
You sure?
Yeah. I downloaded it. Do it out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I've never modded DS or DSi in my life, so I have no idea what format files they use. I know GameCube is ISO. Those I've done those. I actually have the files. I don't know how many. I have the entire library actually saved on this computer. Seriously. But they're all in zip files, I guess you could say, so that it fits. Because if I keep them like ISOs, they don't fit. Yep. All right, let me go ahead and tin these, and then you can solder the new HDMI to this, man, and I'll grab the next one. And running traces is a process, which is why we charge an additional 5 per trace. It slows down the process. We would have been done with this one already with an HDMI port repair without any torn traces. Yeah. What's going on here? It's like my thing does not want to get, is it no longer getting hot? It was already hot. I don't know why it was doing that. Alright, here you go, man. Stadium's ready. Alright, back to the switch, y'all. Switch, we should now be able to confirm whether... Yeah. And the switch is working, y'all. See that? Let's put the Joy-Cons. Put the Joy-Cons on here. Okay, I was gonna say, man. Don't do this to me. Don't do it. Do not do it. Today is not the date. Okay, yeah, both are detected. Of course, this one needs to be charged, but we're golden. Let's go ahead and put this together now. Put it together, close out the ticket. I guess this no copyright music. It's alright. It's just beats. It's alright. Oh man, I need to quit yawning. I need to quit yawning. I guess my mind's not working enough because I keep, or I'm just tired. Tired. So I got my wife and daughter, my kids in general, they were watching Solo Leveling. They were finally watching Solo Leveling. I finally let my kids watch it. Yeah. Did y'all finish it yesterday? Because of the gore? There's just too much blood. Too much blood everywhere. Oh yeah? It depends on how many repairs we have left, babe, whether if I choose to come in early tomorrow or not. I may come here earlier than that, that's what I'm telling you. It depends how many repairs we leave for tomorrow. Oh yeah? Okay. Doing one final check here. Huh? Awesome, it's charging. This thing is good to go. Oh, close out this second. Oh, you already called him? Okay. Are you getting me cocoa? Hot cocoa. Hot cocoa. I did what? Alrighty. Yeah, especially when it's a fresh new PlayStation 5. You gotta put the gloves on. I'm sure this thing's gonna be dusty. This thing's gonna be very dusty. Huh? Are they? Oh, that's good. That's why I haven't heard them. Oh, that's good. Did you take pictures? Or close their door. I don't want to wake them up. There's a roach on here. A dead one. Hope there's none alive. I saw one roach, a single roach. If I find any more, we are charging. Babe. Is it not displaying? Okay, cool. I have a second graphic game capture Delta card at home. I'm thinking of bringing it and setting you up probably over there with one. So you can go live. And you can start showing your journey of learning how, not learning, but your journey of how you learn, and you are learning how to do repairs and stuff like that. That'd be nice. Excuse me. I felt that it was going a bit slow, so I replaced the battery. Oh, there we go. That's how fast I needed to go. Oh, yeah? It's already nighttime. You can go back to sleep. Go to sleep for one more hour. Go to sleep for 1 more hour, baby boy. We leave at 8 o'clock today, so we still have an hour and a half to go. Huh? Oh, yeah? Mm. No, we still have a few tickets left. The HDMI looks good. What is this? Man, it sucks if I... Yeah, this HDMI. I was gonna say, it'll suck if I took it apart. And it's something else. Which one? You got another optical drive? It's probably that one then. You sure? I did the optical drive with just that lady. What did he want? Okay. 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 Okay, that is an HDMI. You can already tell all these are loose. Alright, let's go ahead and get it replaced. I feel like the heat element from my wand here, my hot iron is starting to not get as hot. Is she here? I'll finish her right now. You work mostly on PlayStation 5's, huh? So we work on whatever comes in through the door, but yes, PlayStation 5 is it's a large number of the repairs we receive, primarily HDMI ports. So yes, we've somehow become the PlayStation 5 shop go-to for repairs on the PlayStation 5s. So when people look for PlayStation 5 repair, our shop is number one, I guess you could say. And then bring them over to us, which we don't mind working on PlayStation 5s. I know you could say a PlayStation 5 in general like the back of my hand. Alrighty, HDMI ports good and ready to go. Now we have to do the APU, which there's a lot of buildup oxidation. And what we do is we use cotton swab, isopropyl alcohol, and reapply it. Alcohol is to clean the oxidation. Then you get a dry one and reapply the liquid metal. And you make sure that it's applied evenly across the motherboard. Or across the APU, not the motherboard, but the APU. And we do the same thing with this one. And this is definitely a requirement. It's not if I want to do it, it's a requirement. At least in my shop it is. any PlayStation 5 we open, we always reapply the liquid metal. We make sure that it doesn't come back for warranty in any way, shape, or form because it's overheating. So we always do this process. I know I've seen some shops where they don't even mess with it. They just open it up, fix the problem, put it back together. And then PlayStation 5 is overheating on the customer afterwards. And they'd be like, hey, that's not part of the warranty, which is true. It wouldn't be part of it wouldn't be part of the warranty as that's not part of the repair. Not really required to do it. But at my shop, we still do it anyways. Got to make sure we take care of our customers. Only thing I don't do is unless they're paying for cleaning, we will not open up the heat sink area where the airflow usually goes through. There could be dust in there. We don't, because we have to turn it around, remove 2 screws, take the heat sink out. It's an additional process, but it takes an additional 5 to 10 minutes, maybe less, to get done. So we do not do that process unless it's paid for. Which we do that process, it's $120 for a cleaning service, or $35 if they already have a service. You add an additional $35 on top of that service for cleaning, if they choose to proceed, of course. Otherwise, we do not. Of course, we clean along the way as we're taking it apart, no matter what. We just don't clean. We don't go deeper, if that makes sense. And always, before putting this top lid, we make sure that all of our ribbon cables, connectors, which there's 2 of them here, these here, and sometimes there's 2 additional antenna wires that come through here, also are connected as well. So we just validate that they're all connected. I'm not going to say that I've never messed up. Sometimes when I've been in a rush, I completely forget to connect either the optical drive or the antennas or something like that. So yeah, give me a second here. Did I forget? I think I may have forgotten to, maybe, I don't know, I'm about to find out here. I sure did. Okay, there's 1 screw here that goes to the PlayStation 5 right there. Alrighty, and plug in the rest. Of course, we have memorized where each screw goes, so we always make sure they've got some long ones, some small ones. It's just a matter of the more you open it, you start memorizing where they go. Based on the size. The rest of these should be roughly the same size except for these two. Those are gonna be skinny ones, long skinny ones like that one. And then a long skinny one here, and then the rest should be the same size. Oh, no, 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 no. I screwed up. I screwed up. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm getting distracted over here. Watch and learn the good things, not the bad things, not the bad habits I do. Literally. I almost screwed up here. I'm glad I finally realized. I literally put this without the screws. All the screws for it are still here. I only realized it after I turned around. I'm like, why do I still have a whole bunch of screws there? And that's when I realized I did not put the screws. I can't believe I didn't realize it when I put that black one. I I would have had to take the entire thing apart. I think I got distracted when I was talking about the connectors, to be honest. And I didn't realize I did not put the screws, put the antenna on and everything, and I did not put the screws on. Without the screws, what happens is the heat doesn't dissipate to the heat. This is also like a heat shield. So it goes from the motherboard to it as well. And if it's not making proper connection, that's where the problem lies. It could potentially cause overheating issues as well. Yep, it's a whole bunch of screws too. It's not like it's only 10 of them or anything like that. It's almost 62 maybe, I don't even know, 50 something screws. Just for this shield alone. Alright, got one left here, which I believe this is the one for the optical drive. So making sure I don't miss it. This one is blank because that one is for the fan. Yeah, there's no other one. So this is the one for the optical drive. Time to stand up. That's what my watch is telling me. My watch is telling me it's time for me to stand up. All right, final test. Yep. Final test. Bonita. You got it? Bless you. There you go. This is ready to go. And this is the only testing we do with this one. It's password protected, so we really can't do very much with it. So we're just gonna go ahead and put on the replace and now displace. Alrighty. We turn off this fume extractor. Huh? This one? It's not in the system or what? Oh, there's another PlayStation. There's another one. There's two more in there. Huh? It only shows one for you? This one? Oh. Oh yeah, that's okay. What's wrong with it? I go to the port, that's not a problem, but the screen seems to be fine. It's just the screen protector. I'm gonna turn the AC on a little bit because it's warm. Oh, today has been a long day. Huh? This is an iPhone. An iPhone that apparently has charging issues, problems, but it's just dirty. It's just dirty. There was dirt in there. We just took out the dirt. Took out the dirt off of it. That's it. Okay. As far as the screen's fine as well. You just need a screen protector replacement. Exhausted. Fine. on the damn screen protector. Alrighty. ¿Qué anda haciendo por acá usted? ¿Anda trabajando? Aquí está. Put this one back. Hasta la próxima. No, no se preocupe. Sí, nomás le limpié y le puse uno de esos. Sí, mi esposa diciéndome que le cambié la pantalla. ¿Por qué? Le dije yo.
No, el vidrio.
Y esto ya le quiere cobrar la pantalla completamente. Sí. No se preocupe.
Okay.
No, hombre. Bueno, I gotta get to work. Alrighty, man. Okay. Last HDMI. It was just cleaning. Cleaning on the charging port and the screen protector replacement. I honestly don't even feel like. I think we're gonna leave this one for tomorrow, probably. Maya Rosales, what kind of coffee are you drinking? No coffee. It's hot cocoa. Hot cocoa. I don't drink coffee. Hot cocoa on a 80-degree day today. I just wanted some hot cocoa though. It was hot today outside, although I wasn't outside, but I felt it inside. might as well get it over with. You know what? Yes, I'm gonna leave it for tomorrow. This was no rush anyways. No rush. And then this one, I'm gonna do this one for this customer. Not even really charging him because this is supposed to be like an easy fix. That one? Call and ask if I get it done, are they gonna pick it up? Otherwise, I'll just leave it for tomorrow. I'm sorry, Paul. Or Venom. It's one of those things where I gotta leave some work for tomorrow, and that's like the last HDMI that I'm trying to just either get off or leave it for tomorrow. After that, I have just this headset, laptop, I got a PC. Babe, cancel that ticket for that iPhone. That did not require a ticket for a screen protector replacement. $145 screen protector replacement. Cancel it. I don't know if you can delete. Well, you can delete, but I don't know what happens with the reporting. Just delete it, I guess. No, we did not charge the customer $145. My wife she misunderstood the lady. She was just asking for a screen protector replacement, and my wife understood, you know, because she was talking in Spanish. My wife understood a screen replacement, so she thought it was going to be a screen. It'll come? Okay. I guess the free repair will have to wait. The free repair will have to wait. You don't have to apologize, man. I enjoy watching the stream regardless of what you're working on. Well, appreciate that, man. Honestly, appreciate that. Looks like we're gonna repair it. Apparently they are gonna pick up today, so if they are, might as well get it done. I like the type of customers that pick up same day. Literally. Means we're not having to call, hey, when are you coming to pick up your device? That type of stuff. We're not having to hunt people down. When are you picking up your device? Picking up today, let's get it done. Put you on the priority list. Oh, this thing has got some sort of liquid spill in there. Does not want to open this. This thing usually is easy to open. There we go. Yep, sure did. Some sort of Coke. Something sticky got on the edges here. which is preventing me from opening it. For Xboxes, the size of the screw, it's a Torx T9. That's what we use to, and I usually always start with the green ones before the gold ones. And I do increase the torque when removing these as well. Sometimes the golds are actually silver, but in this case they're gold. But the process to remove the HDMI on this is roughly the same. Let me go ahead and click in progress. That way customer knows that it is in progress. And it's T8 for the black ones, but I'm using the T9 and it takes them off just fine. The black screws are usually T8s. All the other ones are usually T9s. But with my T9 though, I'm able to still remove it just fine. Same thing, we got T8s here, but I'm gonna use my T9. Goes in there just fine. And remove these screws. Let me see here. You don't have screen protector, man. Screen protector? Yep. What about it? Nice, like the Domino's pizza tracker. Kinda. The only difference is it doesn't tell you how long it's going to take as far as delivery, but it notifies the customer that it's in progress. And they'll get another notification as soon as it's ready as well, ready for pickup. Once I go in there repaired, they get that with the invoice, and they can either pay online if they choose to, or pay here at the store. Alrighty. This one is a lot simpler to take apart, as you noticed. Not that many screws. Which is why we charge a lot less from what we normally charge on the Xbox Series X. Oh, that went flying. That was not supposed to go flying, but it did. So the Xbox Series X we charge $170. This one only $130, and that's because it's very small. And literally to remove the power supply, right there. Well, motherboard's right there. Nothing's holding down. Once we remove the screws here, the fan just lifts up. Got a simple connector here. You just wiggle back and forth. Fan is out. And then so long as you've taken these screws out for the clamp, this just comes up just like that. So easy. And I don't ever Although we should, but I don't take off the heatsink when doing these. I remove this piece right there. It's just a little, it's like, it's an EMI piece of cotton for electricity. I put that afterwards, put that aside. And then for these, the difference is these are thicker, the motherboards. They're actually thicker. So what I tend to do with these is I put some low melt solder on the pins right in here. So these pins, we put low melt solder on before we remove the HDMI port. And that's only because I don't want to have any torn traces. And I want to reduce the chance of the traces, the actual pads from the board to tear off as I am desoldering that port. So what I tend to do again is I grab my low melt solder. I only have a little bit right now. And let me turn on actually my fume extractor. I don't want to inhale fumes. Again, low melt solder. Low melt solder, what it does, it reduces the heat it requires for that solder that's usually pre-installed, which is leaded free solder. Takes almost 3 times the amount of heat, or 2 times the amount of heat that leaded solder takes, and about 3 times the amount of heat that low melt solder. Low melt solder reduces it by a lot. Let's just put it that way. I don't know what the total figures are, how much it's reduced by or percentage. I just know that it reduces it by a lot, which then it reduces the chances of any of those traces tearing off, as I am about to remove the HDMI port. And I do the same process for the HDMI port. I set it to the side, or I put it on there, put the clamp, and I'm going to heat it up from the bottom. There's also one of these things here. We remove that from it, and then grab our pliers and heat it up from the bottom and remove it. Of course, we put some flux on the ground legs, both sides, and then of course the pins and one more. You just want to make sure there's plenty of flux. Flux helps with the flow of solder, which is why you always need to put flux. And my temperature, it's 915 degrees Fahrenheit with max airflow, which is 120%. And then you just heat it up until you see the ground holes turn to that glossy color, basically like mirrored color. That means the solder has melted and it's ready for you to just lift up on the HDMI port. Come on. It is, like I said, these do take a bit more heat. That goes for this one and the Xbox Series X. So we do have to be patient with it. We don't want to go and start pulling on this, because that's when you can tear traces. Although the pins over back here are probably already melted. We can't see them, but more than likely they are melted. These, however, are still not. I still see them being solid. They're starting to melt. See? Starting into that glossy color that I'm looking for. These two are not yet. There we go, they are now. And we can lift up. Now we take that off of the clamp, and we're going to remove our low melt solder from here. We use wick, also known as braid, copper braid. Solder and wick, copper braid, whatever you want to call it, they're both one and the same. We use wick. We're going to put a little bit more flux on here, on everything. And then first things first is we're going to remove the low melt solder. The rest of it is still regular solder, so I'm not going to worry about that. The reason why I added flux to everything else is because we're going to tin it. We're going to tin it right back up. Okay, that's done. And now, grab our leaded solder. And then we're going to tin these. Get some leaded solder. Okay. Those are tinned, and then we're going to prep this now to solder the new ports. And it's in their area that we need it, so we can heat it up the bottom. Let's grab our port. Xbox Series S. And we'll heat it up. The way you'll know is that it's ready for you to drop is you'll see the solder, the little balls up at the top. They're gonna drop towards the bottom, which tells me go ahead and lay down the new port. And with leaded solder, we did reduce as well the heat temperature that it requires for it to melt. It's not the same like the leaded free solder. Okay, they have, all four have dropped. We can go ahead and go in here and drop the port down. Now this port is there. We are going to do the wiggle thing. Make sure that the pins grab a hold of the solder on the pins, on the pads. Just do a wiggle, 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 wiggle. And then we put it, hit it in the center, make sure it's centered. Once it's centered, put your plier at the top, hold it down, and let go. Keep holding it down until you see the solder solidify on the ground holes. It turns into this, like this, it turns into like, it's no longer glossy anymore. It hardens. And that should be good to go now. Let's validate our pins, and we are good to go afterwards. Of course, we're gonna clean our mess with flux. These pins should be perfect, and they are. Only thing I don't like seeing gold, even if it's the tip right there. I don't like seeing gold, so I just go by just a tad bit here and just give it a quick touch, because I don't like seeing any sort of gold. There it is. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and clean our flux. You never want to leave your mess behind. Flux, we always got to clean it. Always. No matter what, man. It's just messy work for a technician to leave a whole bunch of flux behind. I won't respect someone that does that. That does janky work. Leaves a whole bunch of flux behind. And trust me, a lot of techs do this, where they leave a whole bunch of flux behind. Like, they don't care. They just did the work, they replaced it. It is what it is, they're done, they just put it together. They won't spend the extra minute or two to just clean their mess. In my books, they should not be professional. And you know what? I'm gonna remove this heatsink so I can clean that properly. To remove the heatsink, we do require a special tool like this. which allows you to remove the clamp without any problems. Instead of having using like a flat head of sorts, you can just remove it like that. All right, let's clean our work here. To remove all this flux here, just use the hot air, only to loosen up, of course, the flux. We don't want to melt anything. We just want to loosen up the flux. And then we can get in here and just clean all this, literally. That heat sink was making it difficult for me to get in here, so. There you go. And now we are going to, I guess since I've already removed the heat sink, might as well also replace the thermal. Thermal gets dry and crusty. We're leaving in 30 minutes, baby boy. Press thermal. Okay. That is done, done. Bring torque back down to 2. We don't want to over tighten these. 2 as if you were hand tightening. It literally stops itself. Alrighty. Let's put this fan. And then we're gonna test before we put the rest of it up. Long day today, man. Today was a long day. Yep. Yep. Definitely good. Good, because we ain't carrying any work over to the next day. Well, we are carrying some work over to the next day. A PC, and I'm not sure what else, which I'll work on tomorrow, and I will go live. Alrighty. We are not going to power this on. Let's see if it's going to work for us. What do y'all think? I think it's going to work? I don't know. Turns on. Let me see. Is it going to display? Customers here? It's a possibility. Oh, it went to a green screen. Why is it going to a green screen? It should not be a green screen. That is not good. It means potentially they may have another issue. Hold on. Let me confirm though. I turn it off. Let me clean the port a little bit by adding some IPA. Some flux could have gone. And the ports. I just hope that that's what it is, because it was showing an Xbox, but it was green. Maybe there was some sort of flux. No? Where's my control? I wonder if it's showing the same thing on my side. I'm seeing it on the that should not be green. That should be black. Yep. It's showing green. That is not good. It just means that potentially the encoder may be bad as well, or the DDC chip, which is not good. Make sure. Cleaning the internals. Yep, it's the same thing. Let me try a different TV. We'll try a different TV real quick. Hello. How are you doing? Awesome. This is your Xbox? It is. So, it may have another issue with it as well. I completed the HDMI, however, it is... And I have to change this real quick. I needed to test with a different TV. It's showing me green tint on my end, but over here it's actually... I must have a bad HDMI cable now. I've done so many. Got some flux, but here it is. Yeah, I saw the green, and usually when it's got the green tint, usually entails that it's got some sort of either the video encoder or the DDC chip, which processes resolution. One of those two chips could have been bad. But I've had scenarios where my HDMI gets so clogged up in there with flux, which is what we use to remove these ports, where sometimes one of those pins is not making proper contact with the new HDMI, which causes the green. But in your case, it looks like it's HDMI. And just to make sure, I'll test it on this one right now as well. Just to make sure. Just to make sure. So that's a high resolution TV. This is a low resolution. I want to make sure that it's going to work the same, whether it's high or low. And the TV in the back, I guess you could say it's both high and low. It's a mid-grade. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see how it displays on that TV. Oh, you're good. Oh, did I grab that right? HDMI? Okay. Yep, it's not green. It's not a green. So it is gonna be my HDMI. Awesome. Alrighty, I'll go ahead and finish putting back together. Should take me maybe 5-10 minutes, and should be done. Maybe less than that actually. Just a couple of screws. Alright, y'all. So it's somehow I think it's my HDMI cable. I may also need to replace it as well. So, it should be in here.
I'm blind.
Um, right here. I'm always using it. Literally, I'm always using it for something. Yep. Yes, you were right. Customers definitely here. What are we listening to here? I have no idea what this is. Honestly. Huh? It'll read it based on whatever it's called, whatever it's named. Whatever the device is named, that's what it'll pop up as. So if the storage is named as storage, it'll pop up as storage. If it's named USB drive, then it'll be USB drive. Huh? Okay. There you go. All right. Huh? Okay. I think we're done for today. Today has been a pretty long day. Alrighty, y'all. I think that's it for today with the streaming. been a long day. This thing says I've been on for 3 hours. I don't know how long I was on prior to that on the other stream that got suspended for, I'm guessing, music. I don't know what else, why else it would be suspended, as we did not do anything wrong besides teach you all what we do. But otherwise, yeah, appreciate everyone that came by. Appreciate you, Mr. Paul. Nevertheless, I don't see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good Merry Christmas. If I don't see you before the New Year's, y'all have a good New Year's as well. And more than likely, we'll be on tomorrow as well for the number of hours that we are here, from 11 till about 6 o'clock potentially. Tomorrow we do have some repairs in stored still that I have yet to get to. I try to knock off everything that we can repair fairly quick, but we do have still a headset I was working on earlier. Got a laptop, which apparently it's a virus removal, and I need to do that process as well. Got a CyberPower PC that does not display. I need to work on that as well. And then, why do I show another PlayStation 5 still in progress? For Ramiro Lopez, is that the one you were doing? Oh, that's a safe mode. Okay. That one we're waiting on the customer, because that's a safe mode issue, but more than likely it's going to be an SSD controller, and we need the customer to call us back, as the price for that is actually going to go up from an HDMI port repair to an actual motherboard repair, which motherboard repair we charge $250 minimum. So we're waiting on him for the approval, and it's a $100 difference between an HDMI repair versus motherboard repair. But nonetheless, we got 3 tickets that we left open, and we will be on tomorrow. Today was a good day. Thanks, everyone. Peace.